How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of classic jams up in this piece in the form of Weihenstephaner. It's their Krystall Weisse beer. So you're talking about a wheat beer, you're talking about OG status stuff, and you're talking about basically dropped out all kinds of filteredness, hopeful, wheat beer goodness. What do we got at ABV? 5.4% on the ABV here. Yeah. I believe that's it. I don't know the dating code that they do with Weihenstephaner. I picked this up at kind of a place in the Poconos, actually, that I used to go to every now and then, but nowadays I actually don't get back there all that often, but I had to go to Wilkes-Barre, and on my way back I popped in there. I had a bunch of OG, old school kind of jammers. I'm going to pour this whole goddamn thing in here, because proper glassware... FTW. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Classic Weihenstephaner labeling, and pretty much the same thing through and through, minus obviously like the beer style and then coloration of the logo. So OG status is always a good thing. Beer wise, I mean, classic glassware. OG glassware. I had to pour the whole thing in there because you have that marker up there. That's all that important when you pour beers, or like more so draft beers. But look at how clear and crisp that beer looks. Rich, clear, just vibrant looking, snow globy kind of carbonation to it. Nothing too overly aggressive as far as anything other than that carbonation. It's just a clear, crisp, reminds you more of a low ABV kind of Pilsner lager kind of vibe going on. So yeah, give it a whirl, see if we can get a nose on this. I mean, really is classic Bavarian kind of wheat beer with that nice kind of subtle clove with a bigger punch of kind of like a banana phenolic in there. Nothing too overly aggressive, but it does have this just kind of nice kind of classic kind of German Bavarian wheat beer kind of vibe to it. Nice sweetness to it. Not really much as far as bittering goes. Just comes off as that classic summer crusher. It's weird because every time you dive into one of these classic kind of wheat beers, I expect haziness, multiple levels of haziness depending on the brewery producing it. I know, Krystall's in the name of the beer, so this is going to be a not super turbid kind of wheat beer, but it always still kind of boggles my mind when I get that nose on there, that classic wheat beer nose, and I don't get that kind of haze to it. So yeah, let's dive in. Cheers. Man, that's really good. Listen, I actually don't remember the last time I had this beer. It's been that long, to be perfectly honest with you. And I was expecting it to be a little bit more punchier, a little bit more banana phenolic, a little bit more of that clove, a little bit more. It's not, and it's beautiful that it's not. I'm not saying if it was a little bit bigger it wouldn't be a great beer, but there's something about this with this ABV level, the clarity, the drinkability of it. It's almost like their version of a session wheat ale. Sure, 5.4%, not really session level, but I mean, the way it comes off is every bit and part of what you really come to know and love from a classic German/Bavarian kind of wheat beer, but in a much more drinkable package. Everything is the volume isn't as aggressive. I don't want to call it like a light beer. It's not. It's definitely pronounced. But with that combination of it being hyper crisp, hyper clear, super filtered, and I mean, I don't know if they're doing this naturally. I can't assume they're getting this clarity on this beer without actually filtering it. Regardless, it's just really tasty. Honestly, I worked my ass off today. We got a new refrigerator and a new over-the-range microwave, so I've been busting my ass installing shit all day. And I kind of wanted a super chugger. This classifies as that. Super chugger, delicious, giving you every bit and piece of that classic German wheat beer style, but on a lighter, more chuggable, more crushable body. Those beers are crushable by themselves, but with that extra kind of cleanliness and snappiness to this beer, it just ends up being absolutely effing delicious. I would drink this all day. The only poopy part about this beer is the price point. Now, I paid $4.99 for this. which, a single bottle of this, not that bad, but, you're talking about a 5%, wheat beer. You're not used to paying $20 a 4-pack for that. You're probably used to paying more, around $10 a sixer. So that's where this one jumps the shark a little bit, but it's definitely worth that money. I have no qualms buying a single. Keep that in mind. Single bottle of this for $5 American. Yeah, not too bad. So let's actually get to the cut to the chase that we normally do, which is, this is one of the better Krystall Weisses that I've had as of late. It's number one because I don't remember the last one I've had. It's one of the better wheat beers I've had as of late. Yes, Mount Rushmore status. We'll put it up there. I just dig it. I think it's tasty. I think it's awesome. I think it's fantastic. How about that? Value availability, like I said, rip these off the shelf. I actually don't see the Krystall Weiss all that much. That's why I picked it up and wanted to review it. But, they can be found, and for probably cheaper than what I paid for them, let's put it that way. And leave you with, if you like you like this beer. If you like, just wheat beers, but you want something a little bit more classic, kind of German style, Bavarian style wheat beers, but you want something a little bit more chuggable, a little bit more, I guess. You'll dig this. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing a whole podcast and stuff, and like I said, if you've had this before, please let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Weihenstephaner right now, and hope to see you next time. Cheers.